I saw this quote, and I couldn't believe it. Mel Kiper, who obviously has been covering the NFL draft for a long time, said he thinks Kentucky quarterback Will Levis will be the number 1 overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft. This is a quote from Kiper. If I had to bet who's going to be the number 1 pick in the 2023 NFL draft right now, I would bet on Will Levis from Kentucky. I think this is crazy. No begrudging Will Levis. Anybody who gets drafted number 1 overall, congrats to them. I wouldn't take Will Levis right now as a top 5 quarterback in the SEC this year. And I'm not saying that for hyperbole. No particular order. I would take Bryce Young. I would take Hendon Hooker. I probably should just rank him. I would take Will Rogers. I would take Stetson Bennett. And I think I would take, as you look through, that's 4. I think I would go with KJ Jefferson over Will Levis too. And I don't even see this as a really difficult choice. And I'm looking right now as I am analyzing, because KJ Jefferson, I believe, is out against Mississippi State. But Kentucky has got Mississippi State. I would take Will Rogers. They've got Tennessee. I would take Hendon Hooker. And they've got Georgia still left on their schedule, and I would take Stetson Bennett. All of them head-to-head. Now, we certainly understand that the NFL is a different sport than college. But can you remember a time when there are 5 quarterbacks in the conference of the number 1 draft pick that you would want above that number 1 draft pick? And look, I understand there may not be elite talent on Kentucky's offense. Will Levis might be a little bit like Jay Cutler when Jay Cutler was playing with Vanderbilt. I certainly remember all those games, and Cutler was still a high draft pick. But I can name, and just did, 5 different SEC quarterbacks that I would rather have in a head-to-head matchup. Now, look, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Georgia, all of these schools have different offensive systems when you think about them going head-to-head. Alabama, certainly. But when you think about being able to name 5 different quarterbacks in a 14-team SEC, I've got Will Levis at best at 6th best quarterback, in my opinion, this year in the SEC. That's pretty wild to think about Mel Kiper saying that he would go number 1 overall. I just don't see it. Haven't seen it at all so far this year. Maybe that changes in the back half of this year, but I just flat out don't see it. Speaking of quarterbacks, and by the way, Will Levis may not play this weekend against South Carolina. He's a little bit dinged up.